It's 2026, and that means the KBA is ramping up even more. Perhaps not so much tonight, though. We've got a matchup between the Rock Tunnel Grabblers and the Goldenrod Wartortles. On paper, not a particularly strong matchup. It's the bottom offense against the top offense in the entire league. The bottom team against the top team in the entire league. The Grabblers currently sitting 1-4 on the season. The Wartortles 4-0, undefeated, have looked unstoppable. Take a look at the starting five. Treecko, Swampert out there alongside Oddish, the league's leading scorer. Golem, second in the league in rebounds. And last but certainly not least, Sandslash. Coach Riley Freeman has not had a fantastic season. You know, he could be on the hot seat based on how poorly they're playing right now. But the Goldenrod Wartortles, undefeated this year. We're at the radio tower tonight to watch them play and try to improve to 5-0. And the starting lineup has been magic this year. Their bench has been magic this year as well. Everywhere has been magic for the team this season. They're averaging over 40 points. Averaging over 70 points a game this year. The Grabblers aren't even averaging 60 points. You got shiny Machoke. A different figure to differentiate the looks between Machamp and Machoke. That was a commentator's request. Alakazam was at one point the MVP favorite. Perhaps not so much anymore because he only had 4 points in their last game, but didn't need to do that well, as they were absolutely dominant, and they got 40 points from their bench. Machamp, the center, watch out. Since stepping into the lineup has been fantastic. Sceptile at the 3, one of the league leaders in steals, coming off his best game of the year. And last but certainly not least, it's Gengar, the biggest three-point shooter in the entire KBA, shooting 39% from downtown this year on a high volume. He's the team's leading scorer with 12.8 points, 1.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists a game. Curtis Coleman on the call, bringing you the action. And there's Coach Captain Falcon. What a job he's done this year. One of the favorites for Coach of the Year for sure. At the Radio Tower Center, it's the Rock Tunnel Grabblers against the Goldenrod Wartortles. We are about to see some KBA basketball. As mentioned, the Wartortles 4-0, unstoppable right now. The Grabblers 1-4. I've ranked them last in my power rankings, which should be coming out soon, I'm hoping. Getting a little mundane if they get released after every team's 5th game is played, because I ranked them after 4 teams. 4 games were played. Tip-off between Golem and Machamp is won by Golem. Golem's played 1 game this season. That was against the Mushroom Kingdom Ultras, and they came away with a loss. But with 10 rebounds in that game, sits second in the KBA in that stat. Golem's going to put it up right away. That's no good. Rebounded by Machamp. Alakazam racing the other way. Feed inside, and that'll find Machoke for the early bucket. Alakazam already with a dime. Good to see. Here's Oddish, the KBA's leading scorer, averaging over 16 points a game. Gets a screen, pulls up, gets it to fall. We know Oddish is going to be pulling up all the time. 16.6 points a game, 43% shooting. Not particularly efficient, but man, if he's a bucket getter. A 3 from the other side. Good. And that's Gengar. Who else would it be launching the triple to start things off? Swampert. Alley-oop. Doesn't work out. Rebound by Sceptile. Sceptile. Pass up to Gengar. Gengar turns. Gengar over Treecko. That won't go. And it's rebounded by Swampert. An interesting matchup between Treecko and Sceptile. Of course, the final evolution against the first stage is Treecko's going to bury it there. Treecko had that costly turnover late in the game against the Ultras that really secured their loss. Treecko's averaging 8 points a game, though. Had a team high 13 in their 4th game of the year. Here's Machoke up against Swampert. Inside, wide open Alakazam who puts it in. I mentioned Alakazam, one of the MVP favorites this year. If you're going best player, best team, Alakazam's got to be perhaps the favorite at this stage. Again, hasn't been as needed to be as good in the recent games, but still had a fantastic season. Here comes Sceptile, off the steal by Machoke. Sceptile racing the other way, going to be fouled by Sandslash, and Sceptile's going to get a trip to the free throw line. Sceptile averaging 4.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.3 blocks, 70% from the field. Uber efficient. Sceptile in the top 10, tied for third in the league in steals. And just going to point out everyone, Machoke, top 10 in blocks. Currently sitting 6th with 2.5. Alakazam, 3.8 assists, has him 4th in the league. In rebounds, Machamp sits 5th with 7.5. Golem, 2nd with 10. And then in scoring, Gengar is 7th with 12.8 points a game. Sceptile's going to miss the second free throw. It's rebounded by Golem. Here comes Oddish. The other way, 8-4 already. Oddish gets a spin move. Oddish drives over Alakazam, finishes it off. Oddish with 4 early on. Not surprising by any means. Alakazam on the outside gives it to Machoke. Machamp to Machoke. Machoke finds Gengar. Gengar thought about shooting. Alley-oop instead. Wide open Machamp. Throws it down with ease. Sandslash carries it up on the dribble. Finds Swampert. Swampert. Waiting. Swampert finds Treecko. Treecko fouled. And Treecko will head to the free throw line. Machamp getting called for it. Treecko averaging 8.2 points, 1.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 0.4 steals, 0.2 blocks. Entering tonight's game, 47% from the field, 50% from 3, but there are rumblings that Treecko's late turnover could result in perhaps a lesser role on the team. I mentioned Treecko's got to feel a sense of ownership in this game, up against Sceptile, final evolution. Wants to prove himself. He's got 3 already. Treecko, second free throw. Got it. Treecko already 4 in the opening quarter, but they're down 2 still. Here comes Alakazam. Pretty high scoring first quarter early on. Both teams making shots so far. Sceptile takes it on the outside. Wide open drive and will finish with ease. Good work from Sceptile, who's got 3 so far. They're shooting 83%, 5 for 6, only 2 shots missed so far in the first 3 minutes of the game. Oddish on the other side. It's going to go to Golem. Golem posts up against Machamp. Golem going to work. Golem, it passes intercepted by Alakazam. He's going to find Gengar. Gengar pulls up 3. Got it! And that's what I'm talking about. Gengar, so trigger happy, loves to shoot the 3, and now it's a 7-point game, and that's what makes the Wartortles so dangerous. Already 3 steals, fast-paced offense. They love to shoot it. They love to get a lot of points, and that's why they're averaging over 70 a game. Out of the timeout, here comes Rock Tunnel with the ball. Golem moves it up to Treecko. Treecko nearly stripped by Gengar. Golem a bounce pass to Oddish. Oddish driving towards the inside, finds Swampert. Swampert's going to pull up, blocked with ease by Machoke, and it's rebounded. Here comes Machamp, taking it forward, up against Golem, just outside the paint. Finds Alakazam, off to Gengar on the right side. Gengar waits, turn around, fade away, no good. Rebound by Machamp, who gets wide open inside for the easy finish. Machamp has 4 points, and every member of the starting lineup with at least 2 points so far for the Wartortles. Swampert was great in the KBA Christmas special, but not as good in the regular season, but a great alley-oop to Treecko there. The starters putting their differences aside to go to work. Machoke, other side, over Swampert, won't go. Rebound from Oddish. Oddish not a big rebounder this year, only 0.6 a game. Swampert shot, won't fall. Swampert grabs the rebound. We'll head to the line, the foul against Alakazam. And theoretically, you look at these rosters right now, even just type-wise, the Wartortles have a major advantage. You look at the matchups, point guard Alakazam, psychic type over the poison type in Oddish. At shooting guard, Treecko, Gengar. Gengar's got that poison type of resistance to grass. Sceptile, Sandslash. Sceptile's got a major advantage there. Machoke, Swampert. There is none, but with so many grass types on the court, you wonder if Swampert feels comfortable. He's going to make the first free throw. And then the center's Golem against Machamp. Machamp's got the advantage there as well, so really just looking like a really bad matchup on paper for Rock Tunnels. We see Snorlax re-enter the game, was benched previously due to his, let's just say, poor conditioning. Swampert's going to make both free throws. The lead is down to 5. Here comes Alakazam, taking it out. Bounce pass to Machoke. He finds Sceptile. Sceptile on the left against Lycanroc. Another type advantage here for the Wartortles. Finds Machamp. He's going to take it inside. That's blocked by Snorlax. Look at that with the type disadvantage. Snorlax doesn't care, trying to prove himself to why he deserves to still be on the roster. Treecko. He's going to give it off to Oddish. Oddish up against Gengar. Oddish looking for someone to pass to. Lycanroc gets open at the top. Open. 3. No good. Rebound by Machamp, who's already got at least 3 at this point. Quite a few rebounds. Here's Sceptile. Up! Oh my! Flex the type advantage, why don't you? Sceptile over Lycanroc. Welcome to the league moment. Would you look at that? Sceptile already 5 points. Entered this one averaging only 4.4. We're averaging only 4.5. Here's Oddish, waiting. Heaves it up. Gonna be fouled by Alakazam. Oddish will get a trip to the free throw line. Probably drew a lucky break. It wasn't a particularly high IQ shot. Apologies, Sceptile averaging 4.3 points a game. So that means total entering this one had 17 points. Already with 5. We'll see if he can chase that down. Oddish entering this one, averaging 16.6 points a game, as mentioned, leading the KBA. 0.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 0.2 steals, no blocks. 43% from the field. 38% from 3 is quite efficient. But just really not the same sense of dominance Oddish had at the beginning of the year. That's some more subset to be made. After Oddish makes that first free throw. Already up to 5 points for the grass poison type. Had a team high 17 in their previous game on 16 shots. So not the most efficient, but didn't shoot below 50%. Or did shoot below 50%, but didn't shoot below 40%. It was a 7 for 16 is a pretty solid shooting performance by a point guard. Oddish makes the second free throw. Cuts the lead to 5. The one thing they do seem to struggle against is active defenses. Vileplume gave them a lot of trouble in their last game. So teams that love to run, teams that love to move a lot, could result in a rough time. Oddish makes both free throws, up to 7 points. Or makes all 3 free throws, up to 7 points. Gengar on the outside finds Alakazam. Still using pretty much the entirety of the starting 5 is a block from Snorlax. Treecko breaks the other way. Treecko goes outside. Lycanroc. 3. Good. And a 10-2 run for the Gravelers.
Timeout.
And it's a timeout by the Wartortles. The Gravelers' new and improved group is certainly putting the pressure on early on. I don't think anybody really saw that coming. Mew had 12 points in their last game. That tied a team high, and I mentioned 43 bench points in that game. That's a KBA high this season. And Gengar says, let me do my thing. Drains the three. Third three of the game for Gengar, and it's a 4-point lead. A minute 30 to go in the opening quarter. It has been fast-paced, and an illegal screen called against Geodude, as Oddish got wide open just outside the corner, but it's going to be blown dead. Gengar subbing out after those 3 3-pointers. Squirtle subbing in. Remember, this bench unit, dynamite in their last game. Their win over Pallet Town was just pure control from the get-go. A cross-court pass. Finds Squirtle to Mew, back to Squirtle. Pidgeot. Zeraora has got to put one up over Lycanroc. That won't go. Rebound by Oddish, second of the game. Already might be on pace for a season high. Oddish entered this with 3 total rebounds on the year. Already has 2 today. Goes for Geodude. Geodude posts up, finds Treecko after a nice feed. Treecko puts it up. That's no good. Rebound by Squirtle. Well done by Squirtle with the type disadvantage against Treecko. Perhaps that's why they kept Treecko in, to look for this matchup. Here's Mew. Inside to Pidgeot. Back to Mew, and Mew will finish. Mew's first bucket of the game, and it's 24-18. Mew averaging 9 points a game entering this one. One of the leading scorers, I believe second in scoring off the bench this season. Here's Oddish. Drive, the Euro step, blocked by Mew. Rebound picked up by the Wartortles. Garchomp finds Squirtle, who's blocked by Sceptile. Blocked by Treecko. And it's going to head out. Remain Rock Tunnel ball, but what rejection on one side, rejection on the other. Decidueye entering the game now. And what an interesting character this is. Decidueye playing in its first game of the year. Apologies, Wartortles ball now. Zeraora over Lycanroc. That won't go. Rebound by Snorlax. 7 seconds left. Geodude takes it. Geodude puts it up. Gets it to go. Geodude's first bucket. 2 seconds. 1. Squirtle heaves it up. Won't go, and that'll do it for the opening quarter. The Rock Tunnel Gravelers are hanging in there against Goldenrod, which is a lot better than I think a lot of people expected going into this. It's 24-20 after 1. Stick around, you don't want to miss the rest of this one. You're watching KBA on Elite 4 TV. Welcome back. We're here for the second quarter of the Goldenrod Wartortles taking on the Rock Tunnel Gravelers. Curtis Coleman on the call for KBA on Elite 4 TV. And the Wartortles lead 24-20 right now. They're led out by Gengar's 9 points, all on threes. They've just been hitting their shots. Meanwhile, the Rock Tunnel Gravelers, a surprisingly strong start, I'll say, with 20 points, considering they're the lowest scoring team in the entire league. Mew starting things off in the second quarter. Bounce pass inside to Garchomp. Garchomp named player of the game in their last game. Posts up, waits, still waiting. Finds Squirtle. Squirtle shot over to Decidueye. Rolls out. Lycanroc grabs the rebound. Swampert sends it up to Decidueye. Lycanroc gets it. Lycanroc, long two. Won't get it to go. Zeraora on the rebound. Squirtle. Blocked by Lycanroc. Squirtle tried going up with the type advantage. Doesn't work. And I will say, the bench unit hasn't been nearly as dominant as they were in their last game. Perhaps a good sign for Rock Tunnel, at least over Pallet Town. Because no matter who is out there, they were dominating. Garchomp inbounding it to Machoke. Machoke finds Zorora. Pidgeot against Decidueye, gives it back to Zorora. 7 on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Against Decidueye, gonna be fouled. Zorora will head to the line. Zorora averaging 7 points, 1 rebound, 0.8 assists, 0.8 steals, and 0.3 blocks a game. 61% from the field, 50% from the line. Let's take a look to see how Goldenrod's gotten here. Obviously, they've won every game, but here's the teams who they've beaten. Open things up with a win by 9 over Saffron. Who's looking great right now, by the way. Then Goldenrod beat Central City by 10. Then they beat Mushroom Kingdom by 1, the close game of the season. They came back from 19 down in that game. Then, of course, in their most recent game, an absolutely dominant performance. A 23-point win over Pallet Town. Garchomp named player of the game as Aurora makes the first free throw. Second free throw. Also good. Aurora's got 2. And it's 26-20. Here comes Voltorb, the newly acquired Voltorb, in a trade for Hitmontop with the Saffron kicks. They just didn't like the fit, sources say, and Voltorb a little better. Snorlax can't bank it home over Garchomp, and it's rebounded by said Landshark. Garchomp on the outside. He's got room, but he's not going to shoot. Zorora will give it off to Pidgeot. Garchomp to Machoke. This lineup out here a lot slower in terms of executing on offense, unfortunately. Mew's going to pull up 3. No good. Rebound rolling away. Pidgeot gets it, but a backcourt violation. It's going to be Rock Tunnel ball. We're a minute and a half into the second quarter. Only one team has scored. And it's a total of 2 points so far, so not an ideal start for either team. Both teams taking a long time to shoot and missing said shots. Decidueye against Machoke. Decidueye is going to be stripped of the ball by Machoke or Garchomp. Either way, Machoke comes away with it. And it's yet another steal. Gengar pulls up from 3. That was off balance. That was a wild shot. Won't fall as expected because, like I said, it was a pretty wild shot. But again, that's what makes Gengar so entertaining to watch. Lycanroc, great spin moves around Garchomp. And then finishes in the paint. Timeout called by the Wartortles. 2 minutes into the second, both teams only scored 2 points so far. And I think Captain Falcon wants to change that. They're up 26-22 right now. The 4-0 Wartortles taking on the 1-4 Rock Tunnel Gravelers. Who, as mentioned, just they haven't been good this year. And they're fighting in it. They are close. Machoke up against Swampert. Machoke blocked by Swampert with ease. Rebound goes to Voltorb. Voltorb taking it the other way. Slows down. Voltorb up against Mew's. Got Snorlax. Snorlax to Decidueye. Decidueye's got Gengar. Ghost on ghost battle. Finds Lycanroc. Wide open. Decides not to shoot. Voltorb will shoot, though, for 3. That's no good. Rebound. Swampert inside will finish. Swampert's got 4, and it's a 2-point game now. As mentioned, Swampert was great in the KBA Christmas special, but really struggled this year outside of that. Very disappointing. And unlikely to be an all-star with only 7.2 points a game. Mew on the other side for 3. Yes! Drains it. And the lead is back up to 5. This team shoots 3s better than anybody in the KBA, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Voltorb attacking. Blocked by Mew and Garchomp. Obviously, against the electric type, Garchomp should get it done easily. Mew up against Voltorb. Mew waiting. Inside to Machoke. Back to Mew. 3. No good. In and out. Rebound by Snorlax. Here comes Decidueye. Pass ahead to Lycanroc. Lycanroc pulls up. That's no good. Rebound by Swampert. Swampert's been great on the offensive glass so far. That second attempt won't go, though, and it's rebounded by Mew. Gengar pushing the pace. Garchomp to Sceptile, who throws it down. Great work from Sceptile, who's got 7. Speaking of 7, it's a 7-point game now. Lycanroc. Turnaround. Jumper. Good. Lycanroc also has 7. That's a season high. Had 5 points in their first game of the year. Mew finds Gengar. 3. Good. Gengar is automatic from downtown. And it's all of a sudden an 8-point lead. And that's what makes this team so special. Everyone else in the KBA seems afraid to shoot threes, to the point where you almost think it's a programming error. Swampert gives it to Snorlax. Snorlax, you're going to have to heave it up. What is Snorlax doing? This is the kind of reason why he was put on the bench to begin with. Machoke, the easy rebound after Snorlax shooting from the logo for some reason. Garchomp shot attempt is going to be blocked. That's going to head out. Snorlax, 3rd block of the game at least. So at least getting things done there, entering this one, averaging only 1.3 blocks a game on the season. Now another player gone from this team is Coughing. He's joined Team Rocket now, which makes sense. Coughing is a good fit for Team Rocket. Mew up against Voltorb. Pass inside to Garchomp. One thing I like about this team is obviously their basketball IQ. They just play smarter than every other team. Machamp will turn and hit that jumper. Machamp's got 6. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, doing it all. Decidueye on the other side. Decidueye up against Garchomp. Finds Sandslash. Sandslash. Alley-oop. I'm not sure what Sandslash was doing there. That alley-oop was not even close to the rim. And it was a lob pass. There's an alley-oop that works. Sceptile finds Machamp, who throws it down. Machamp's got 8. And I believe that might be a season high already. Decidueye finds Swampert. Voltorb to Golem. Golem to Sandslash. Sandslash gets a screen. Blocked by Machamp. Rebound by Garchomp. Garchomp slows down. Passes it inside. Sceptile finishes there. Sceptile's got 9. What a start for Sceptile. As mentioned, entering this game, Sceptile had 17 points total, already with 9 in the opening half. Timeout by Rock Tunnel, because this has just gotten away from them. They're being outscored 16-6 in the second quarter, and this is kind of what we expected. They were so close. It was a 2-point game, and now it's a 14-2 run. For the Wartortles, Voltorb inside to Sandslash. Sandslash on the outside. Up against Sceptile, gets a screen, pulls up. That's no good. Rebound by Pidgeot. Pidgeot racing forward. Finds Sceptile. That's good. Sceptile's up to 11 points. What a performance. Out of nowhere, really. Decidueye, other side. Can't get it to fall, and it's rebounded by Sceptile. Sceptile easily the player of the first half. Machamp, alley-oop attempt, and that'll go out. That's going to be a turnover. And you can see the smile on his face. He doesn't feel that bad. They've allowed 6 points this quarter. They can get away with it. As Rock Tunnel still struggling to score despite playing in 8-minute quarters now. They're still on pace for below 60 points. Something I like to point out, no team is below 60 points a game this season, except the Rock Tunnel Gravelers. Oddish pulls up from 3. In and out. Rebound by Machamp. Garchomp. Alakazam takes it. Alakazam will finish. Alakazam up to 4 points. Alakazam still solid defense against Oddish. Only 7 points so far for the league's leading scorer. Here's Geodude. Finds Sandslash. Sandslash against Sceptile. Sandslash gets it to go. First bucket of the game. 26 seconds to go in the half. 2 seconds separating shot and game clock. Alakazam drives, breaks through, and draws the foul. Alakazam will head to the line. I mentioned Alakazam started as the MVP favorite. Since then has slowed down a bit, had 7 assists in their opening game. Closest the players got into a triple-double this year, really. 11.5 points, 1.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists a game now. 50% shooting, 57% from 3. This team is efficient as they come. That's the reason why they're first place. Getting some vague MVP chance in the distance. Alakazam up to 5. So now he's already outscored his previous game. There you go. I think perhaps there was a little bit of a worry that maybe he's not trying anymore for the MVP because the team's too good. But no, it's still there. That desire's still there, clearly. Alakazam's second free throw is also good. 46-28 now. Here comes Treecko. Treecko. Turnaround. Hook shot won't go. Rebound by Pidgeot. Final second. 7 seconds left. Pidgeot racing it up. Finds Alakazam. 3. Alakazam along 2. No good. And that'll do it for the opening half. The Goldenrod Wartortles lead 46-28. Through 2 quarters, they outscore the Grabblers by 14 in the second and are cruising their way home. We'll be back shortly. Thanks, fellas. We are back in Goldenrod City. And the fans have got to be loving this right now. They're up 46-28 through 2 quarters, up 18, outscoring their opponents 22-8. In the second quarter, the Rock Tunnel Grabblers shooting 36% from the field, only 5 assists. Curtis Coleman on the call for the KBA on Elite 4 TV. And the key stat, 16-5 in total in terms of assists right now. Gengar trying to open up the second half on a high. That won't go. Rebound by Swampert. Sandslash sends it ahead to Treecko. Treecko over Gengar. Gets it to go. Treecko's got a team-high 8. Alakazam taking it forward up against Oddish. They're up 16, so they probably feel pretty comfortable right now. And even if they do trail, they're so good at shooting the threes. They such good basketball IQ as Garchomp. Good dream shake. They've got such high basketball IQ that they're able to come back instantly. Treecko against Gengar. The give to Sandslash. Sandslash finds Golem. Golem to Oddish. Oddish pulls up. No good. Rebound by Garchomp. Here comes Gengar slowly moving up the court. Almost in slow motion, he's running it forward. Gengar had a game-high 12 in the opening half. All on threes. I believe it's a KBA high in terms of threes made, as Alakazam's going to get one of his own. Alakazam's got 9, and they're up by 21. Here's Swampert. Treecko wide open. No good. Rebound by Machamp. Here comes Gengar racing the other way. Slows down. Gengar going to be fouled on the reach-in by Treecko. And I mentioned going into this, on paper, just look at the starters, compare. There's a type advantage in 4 out of the 5 starters for the Wartortles. And Rock Tunnel really, like on paper, as I mentioned, does not stand a chance in this game. They stood a chance in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, just pulling away. Goldenrod showing why they're the best team in the KBA. Rebound by Swampert, who's probably been their best player so far. Been solid on the glass. Oddish. Pass right to Machamp. Easy interception. That's why Oddish is more of a scorer than a playmaker, as that pass is directly to an opponent. Sceptile. Cross-court feed to Machamp. Machamp goes up, draws the foul, will head to the line. Swampert getting called for it. And Machamp will get an opportunity. Machamp, 2 games this season, averaging 5.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 blocks, doing it all 57% from the field. What an addition he's been. He's just made a dominant team even more dominant. And the duck-billed fighting type will head to the line. Has 8 points so far. And you wonder if the Wartortles, how much their bench will play in the second half. I mean, they're tied in terms of bench points right now. It's probably the closest stat, because Machamp's going to miss the first free throw. But the starters for Goldenrod have been on a different level. 9, 12, 11, 2 for Machoke, and 8 for Machamp. They are all outscoring their position counterpart except for Machoke. Machamp will make the second, up to 9. It's a 22-point game. They need a big performance from Oddish in the second half. They want to get back in this. Here's Oddish, dribbling to his right. Finds Swampert, wide open in the corner. 3, no good. Rebound by Machoke, and they didn't even need to defend that. Swampert missed the wide open 3. And this is the kind of offensive issues they've had this year. A good block from Golem against Machamp, but it's probably not going to help much when they're down by 22. Zorora entering the game for Sceptile. Zorora with 2 points so far. And like I said, you probably got to expect to see more bench players in the second half with the lead they have. Zorora tries the alley-oop. Just trying to show off at this point. Easy catch by Golem. See, he's still fighting hard on the defensive side. Treecko finds Oddish. Oddish up against Alakazam. Oddish wide open, and Alakazam just gives up on that play. Not exactly sure what was going on, but still an easy bucket for Oddish. Oddish has 9. Machoke up against Swampert. Finds Zorora. 3. No good. Rebound by Swampert. Had 4, 5, and 2 in the opening half. That's a third of the team's assists. Swampert in the post over Zorora. It doesn't fall. Rebound trickles all the way out to Treecko. Here's Golem. Against Alakazam, they got a good mismatch. Sandslash with it now. Golem posts up against the point guard. Golem gets it to fall. First points of the game for Golem, who enters this one averaging 4 points, 10 rebounds in his first game. He's only played 1 game so far. Machamp to Machoke. It's an 18-point lead. Zorora pulls up. Got it! And that's a 3. Zorora's got 5. Outscoring them 9-6 in the third quarter right now. Halfway through it. Hasn't been a particularly fruitful quarter. Swampert to Treecko. Treecko had nowhere to go, but luckily draws a foul against Machamp. And the Grabblers will head to the line for what might be the first time this game. Maybe the second time. Treecko, either way, will get a chance. We'll take a look at how the Grabblers got to this point. They opened things up with a 1-point loss to Lake of Rage. Second game, they had a 2-point win over Team Rocket. Sandslash named player of the game for that one. Their next game, they fell by 5 to Lavender Town after Greninja's 14-point fourth quarter explosion. Then a 25-point loss to Saffron. Biggest blowout of the year still. And then a 7-point loss to Mushroom Kingdom after Bowser went off on them. Treecko's made both free throws, is up to 10 points. That's a team high. Machoke. On the outside, no one to pass to. Good defense right now by the Grabblers. On the bright side for them, they can waste time as Golem called for a reach-in foul. They're going to get the ball right back. Grabblers sitting last place in the KBA, also last in point differential. Alakazam, great feed. Machoke, easy finish. Machoke's got 4. They're shooting 53% in the first half, 50 in the second half. While the Grabblers shooting just above 40%. As Sandslash takes a wide open feed. Easy finish. Nice pass from Swampert. No look pass to a wide open cutting Sandslash. Here's Zorora. Finds Machoke. Machoke to Squirtle on the right side. Has a type disadvantage against Treecko. He's going to launch it across the court for Machamp. Machamp, not a shooter, so he's going to pass it off to Zorora. Zorora over Sandslash. That rolls out, and it's rebounded by Swampert. Swampert in the paint. Puts it up. Easy block for Machamp. Machamp takes it the other way. Machamp sends it to his right. Alakazam. Feed. Wide open Machoke. Throws it down. Machoke has 6. And now every player in the starting lineup has outscored their Grabblers counterpart. Well, apologies. Oddish and Alakazam are tied. Here's Voltorb. Bounce pass to Swampert. Swampert, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by Zorora. Zorora up against Swampert, makes a beautiful move. Good cut, and Zorora's got 7 now. 6 for 11 shooting in the second half. Voltorb to Sandslash, bounce pass to Treecko. Treecko behind the back. Treecko banks it home. Treecko now tied for the game high with 12. Not that that's much of a consolation prize when they're being whooped. Machoke in the post against Swampert. Finds Alakazam. Alley-oop attempt is intercepted by Golem. Voltorb takes it the other way. Voltorb to the corner. Treecko, 3. Good. Treecko's got a game high 15. Treecko has been on fire, but outside of him, the Grabblers have had a game to forget. Machamp to give Alakazam, bounce pass to Machoke, posts up against Swampert. Machoke waits for someone to join him. Machoke finds Squirtle. Squirtle gets a drive against Swampert. This is a bad mismatch, but Squirtle will finish. Well done by number 7. Or number 7 in the Pokedex, I should say. Not certain if he's wearing number 7 on the court. By my Kanto choice. Treecko, Sandslash, wide open 3, good. And Treecko's been running that offense. What a job Treecko's done. I mean, there's not really in the game still, but done a good job. And a charging foul called against Machoke. Well done by Swampert, drawing that. If you're Coach Riley Freeman, you got to play Treecko for the rest of the game. Treecko has been carrying the offense at this stage. Voltorb finds Sandslash to Voltorb for 3. No good. Rebound by Pidgeot. Finds Alakazam, breaks in, and the reverse jam. The 180 for Alakazam. The Alakazam, if you will. And it's a 19-point lead. Treecko spinning up against Squirtle. This is perhaps the reason why he's going off. He loves this matchup against the water type. Voltorb dancing inside. Swampert puts it in. Nearly missed that, but gets it to go. Great moves from Voltorb, opening up a wide open shot. Here's Alakazam up against Voltorb. Drives to his left, dribbles back to his right after beating Voltorb briefly. Here's Pidgeot. Final second. We'll draw the foul and we'll get a trip to the line. 1 second left, so might be the final shot of the quarter. And Pidgeot will head to the free throw line. 6.5 points, 3 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 0.8 steals, and no blocks a game. 61% from the field, 75% from 3. Had a double-digit game in the win over Pallet Town. Pidgeot yet to score in this one. Only player on the team yet to score. First free throw is good. As Lycanroc and Snorlax set to enter the game. Bench mob coming on. For Goldenrod, they're up 18 still. Perhaps not as productive as their previous quarters. Actually, they've got 20 points this quarter. That's still pretty good. But on the bright side for Rock Tunnel, so do they. Easily their best quarters. That'll do it for the third. Not easily, but Goldenrod still takes the quarter, and they're up 67 to 48 through 3. It's been a dominant performance. It's been a show. Mew's loving it. The whole team's loving it. The Wartortles are about to what looks like cruise to a 5-0 start. We're back in Goldenrod, a packed crowd. The fans are loving this game because the Goldenrod Wartortles lead 67 to 48. Through 3 quarters, we take a look at the play of the game in alley-oop. Perfection. Curtis Coleman on the call for KBA on Elite 4 TV. And we are in the 4th quarter now. The Gravelers down 19. They have scored 19 in a quarter this game, but it's going to be tough to do so. Outscore their opponents by 19. Here's Snorlax in the post. Nice move and finishes. Snorlax's first bucket of the game. Mew takes it out. Finds Squirtle. Well, it's a fascinating turn of events for Goldenrod. You could argue they've played the worst teams in the KBA so far. As Geodude with the steal. Here comes Lycanroc, other way. Lycanroc finishes. Lycanroc has 9. That's tied for the second most on the team. Only had 5 in its opener. So averaging at least 7 points a game after this game. Gengar, other side, gets it to fall. Gengar's got a team high 14 and is plus 12. I'm sure most players on the team will be in the pluses. Geodude hasn't played too much. He's going to pass it off. Lycanroc, jumper, no good. Rebound by Garchomp. Every player on Goldenrod has scored so far. Mew to Garchomp. Garchomp over Snorlax. Won't go. Rebound. Also won't go. Garchomp, I think, just tried to tip it back in on the putback. Treecko can't finish, but grabs his own rebound. Look at the athleticism on Treecko, springing up to throw it down. And it's a 15-point game now. Not saying the comeback is going to be made, but they are outscoring them 6-2 in the 4th. Here's Mew. That won't go. Rebound by Geodude. And they're going to lose it right away. A steal nearly by Pidgeot, and it's rolling up the court. No one gets it. It's going to be Graveler's ball. There's more subs coming in. Treecko comes out, and I'm not sure why you do that if you're Riley Freeman. I don't care if Treecko's tired. Treecko's got 17. Treecko has been the offense this game. And a timeout called by the Gravelers anyway. So I'm not sure why you'd make that change and then call a timeout anyway. Unless you're just trying to get rest for Treecko. The one thing Riley Freeman has going for him, he can clone himself. You see on the bench over there, that is not just one. That is multiple Riley Freemans. And don't tell me that's possibly Huey. Huey does not have a buzz cut. Or dreads. Huey's hair is much longer. Another illegal screen called against Geodude. He's struggling with that. Riley, I would say, would have to coach him, but let's be real here. Riley Freeman as a coach is a terrible decision. Not sure who did the hiring job, but it's like putting Donald Trump as your head coach. As a Pidgeot goes up for the dunk and just throws it out. With the last touch to the Gravelers. Machamp inbounding it to Alakazam. Finds Gengar. 2. Good! Gengar's got 16. Alakazam's still been dishing the ball out well. Oddish, only 9 so far. Pulls up. 3. Good! Oddish has 12. That matches his season low now. But I argue wants to get a few more. It's a 14-point game. It's not completely over yet, but perhaps a bit too little too late. What is Pidgeot doing? Pidgeot just dribbles it out. Pidgeot maybe taking a bit out of Riley Freeman's book as play calling. Here comes Oddish. Long 2, no good. Rebound by Machamp. Sceptile. Gengar 3, no good. Rebound by Golem. Well, they do appreciate that quick movement with Gengar out there. There's a block from Sceptile against Sandslash. He's going to catch the ball, too. Ultimate display of dominance. Then he's going to turn it over just like that. Golem passes it forward. Here comes Decidueye. Going to be fouled and will get the bucket to fall. Decidueye will head to the line. Machamp can't believe it. Ha ha. In your face, Machamp. Machoke's like, do I really have to babysit here? I'm not even the fully evolved form. Machamp's still looking like he's frustrated, but I'm gonna have to calm him down. I'm not sure. I might give a technical if I'm here. Show him you're not the boss of this game. He can't just complain willy-nilly. Decidueye playing in its first game of the season. 2 points so far. And we'll make it. The lead is down to 11. Imagine what a scene this would be if they were able to come back. Again, still not even halfway there yet, but they're making progress. Here's Gengar. Spin move, drive. Gengar the finish. Gengar's got 18 on 58% shooting. Decidueye kicks out. Geodude 3. Got it. Geodude a corner 3. And they're on a 15-6 run. Great stuff from the Gravelers. And they've scored 60 now. Congrats to them. Sceptile to Machamp. Machamp to give to Gengar. Gengar to Alakazam in the corner. Alakazam, Gengar, Machoke swings it. Machamp pass back to Machoke. Sceptile fakes the shot. Goes Gengar. Gengar for 3. No good. Rebound by Machamp, who can't put it in but grabs his own rebound again. The Angel Reese move. Sceptile. Pass out. Gengar. Machoke. Sceptile for 3. No good. And finally the rebound coming away to Geodude. Decidueye. With it. Decidueye passes it off. Oddish, 3, no good! Rebound by Machoke. Oddish normally near automatic in those scenarios, but just misses it. Alakazam drives, will get fouled and head to the line.
Second personal foul.
And what a play that was for the Wartortles. They seem to be in cruise control right now, and still a 10-point game, so I doubt they're going to lose the lead, but still, Rock Tunnel showing a lot of fight late in this game. Alakazam averaging 11.5 points, 1.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 0.3 steals, 0.3 blocks. It's good to see Alakazam have a bounce-back game, though. With in the double digits, had been averaging 6.5 points in his 2 entering this one. And, well, has 12. Which, for reference, is 13 total points, so a chance to match his total in the last 2 games with this free throw. And he's got it. Strong performance by Alakazam, also dished the ball out pretty well. Remember that difference at half, 16-5 in terms of assists. Here's Oddish. Fakes it once, fakes it twice. Geodude, 3, wide open from the top, that's no good. And Machamp, automatic on the glass. Alakazam takes it up. Alakazam waiting. Just under 3 minutes to go. Alakazam does a good job waiting and waiting. Machamp's not going to shoot the 3, so Machamp's going to wait as well. Just don't give the ball to Gengar. A little too trigger happy sometimes. But he's stripped of the ball by Geodude. At about 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Geodude racing the other way. Draws the foul. Gets it to go. Geodude's got 7, and Machamp still struggling with that late game defense now. They're cheering on the Wartortles. They love Decidueye, who's being subbed up. Decidueye, why is he pointing to the crowd? They're the away team, but they still are giving Decidueye the respect. First game of the season, obviously a weird scenario to come into. Performed valiantly. Geodude had 8, 5, and 2 in their last game. Is up to 8 again. What a valuable piece Geodude's been off the bench. The last few games, 4 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists. Here's Alakazam, dribbling it on the outside, puts it up just outside the paint, banks it home. Alakazam is 15. And this is the classic Alakazam we're used to seeing. Here's Treecko, other side. Treecko, stripped of the ball by Gengar. Gengar has a game-high 18, takes it the other way. Gengar, alley-oop, Machoke throws it down. Machoke's got 8, and the crowd goes wild. Treecko, jumper, no good. Rebound by Machamp, and Treecko rushing things at this point. Hasn't gotten the support he hoped for. He's played outstanding. Best game of the season for Treecko, but not enough, and it's going to be a foul against Machamp, or foul against Geodude on Machamp. So Machamp will head back to the line. Machamp's got 9 points. That's a season high. As of right now, would be averaging 7 points a game if the game were to end. Apologies, just under 7 points a game. And with about 100 seconds left, I think their lead is pretty safe now. At this point, they're just trying to force up shots, and they're not working. So the Goldenrod Wartortles will improve to 5-0 on the season, led by a dominant 14-point win in the second quarter. Well, they've won every quarter already, and Machamp's going to make both free throws up to 11. On the bright side for Rock Tunnel, they did show a bit of life near the end of the game, but forcing shots down the stretch are hurting them, obviously. They're just desperately trying to get back in it as Treecko dribbling, finds Oddish. Oddish fakes, Oddish drives, Oddish blocked by Machamp. We could have seen that one coming. Here's Alakazam on the other side. Finds Machamp. Machamp, why are you calling for the ball? Oh, because he's got the mismatch against Oddish. Machamp dribbles around him. Easy finish. Machamp's got 13, shooting 53% as a team. 10% better than the Gravelers. Oddish inside to Snorlax. As we're in the final minute of play, Snorlax's shot won't go. Rebound Machoke. Alakazam dribbles it up. They're just going to kill clock now. Machoke dribbling. 30-second separating shot in game. Sceptile at 11 points, and I believe that's all in the first quarter. And he's going to hit that jumper up to not first quarter, first half. Well, there you go, on the board in the second half. Or on the board in the fourth quarter at least, up to 13. Sandslash finds Swampert. 10-second separating shot in game. Treecko passes it off. Sandslash jumper in and out, and that'll do it. Alakazam's going to dribble out the clock. The Goldenrod Wartortles take this one 85-66 the final, improving to 5-0 on the season. While the Rock Tunnel Gravelers have more work to do. It was another rough game. They fall to 1-5. But the Wartortles continue to be in the driver's seat of the KBA and look invulnerable. A dominant victory once again. And they are eyeing that perfect season. I think they're starting to think about it. It was a fantastic performance by the Wartortles. For all our friends at KBA at Elite Four TV, I'm Curtis Coleman, thanking you for joining us for this matchup.